Why, hello there. I didn't see you amongst the variety of meat choices that we have for today. My name is Carden Wyckoff, and I will be your meat buster. In today's discussion, we will be talking about this odd, watery substance inside of meat packaging that some may call blood. Hang on there, tiger. This isn't another episode of the Vampire Diaries. This substance is called purge, and we will be talking about the 3 different components of it and how it ends up in the packaging. Stay tuned!
Under normal bodily conditions, the heart pumps oxygenated blood to the muscles, and energy is made via aerobic metabolism in glycolysis, the tricarboxylic acid cycle, and the electron transport chain. Glycolysis produces 2 pyruvate and a net of 2 ATP. Let's take a closer look as to how these 3 components are formed inside of Leo's muscles. After the animal undergoes exannuation, which is the process of draining blood out, oxygen is no longer available and aerobic metabolism is no longer feasible. The carcass switches to anaerobic respiration, and at the end of glycolysis, instead of proceeding to the TCA and ETC cycle, pyruvate is metabolized to lactic acid. As the carcass is no longer able to remove toxins, for example, lactic acid, due to the absence of blood, we see a drop in muscle pH. I'm taking you back to Bio 101, so stay with me. 12 to 24 hours before slaughter, the animal is taken off its carbohydrate source to remove its main glucose source. Once the animal goes through bloodletting, the heart can no longer pump blood to the muscles and vital organs. Thus, the liver can no longer undergo gluconeogenesis, which is the process of making new glucose for energy. The kidneys can no longer remove water or filter out toxins. The lungs can no longer convert carbon dioxide to oxygen. The skin can no longer dissipate heat, and aerobic metabolism is shut down. In a nutshell, all major vital organs and processes are shut down, including hormonal regulation, the ability to absorb and process nutrients, and the ability to process and rid the carcass of toxins. Thus, we see a rise in lactic acid in the muscles. We have arrived at the first mystery component in your package, lactic acid. The rate of pH decline influences water holding capacity. This means the amount of water withheld in the muscles. An ideal pH for meat muscle is 5.5, as it is at its peak tenderness and taste. At 5.0, the body reaches an isoelectric point with an equal net charge, and it is at the lowest water holding capacity. Water influences texture, color, and taste, so you want some water left over in the muscle, because by the time it makes it to your mouth, you want it to still be tender and juicy. The amount of water in the carcass is also influenced by fat, age, and species of the animal, the cut, and processing time. Over time, as the proteins in the muscle lose their elasticity and extensibility, the ability to hold water decreases, and thus you see your second component in the meat package, water. 2 proteins you should be familiar with are hemoglobin and myoglobin. These globular proteins bind and deliver oxygen. Hemoglobin is found in red blood cells. Myoglobin is found in muscle cells. Without any blood in the animal, hemoglobin is taken out of the picture. Myoglobin, however, is still residing in the muscles. Myoglobin contains hemes, which are colored red due to the iron. This also looks like the same color as blood, and thus why some would think there is blood in the meat package. Over time, as water is leaked out of the muscle, myoglobin exits with it, and thus your third component in the meat package, myoglobin. Some processors will add flavors to the meat to give it a unique taste, and your final component is other added ingredients labeled on the package. Usually, processors will include phosphate derivatives, seasoning salts, nitrates, and citric acid.
So there you have it. The 3 components of purge include lactic acid, water, and myoglobin.
Thanks for tuning in to Meat Busters. See you guys next week.